When you see a movie like Baby Frankenstein, I guess the proper reaction is, what the Welcome to the Film Threat Podcast. I am Chris Gore. I am excited today to have on the cast of Baby Frankenstein, a movie that exists. Let's just say we have our lead actor, Rance. How are you, Rance?
Hey, how's it going?
Pat McCartney, Eileen, Rosen,
Hi,
all here.
Rance.
This means I have to update. I have to update my little chyron here. We had Mike Rutkoski that was joining us. Rance is here. Rance, you play Baby Frankenstein. What is that? Was the movie? Was it called Baby Frankenstein in the beginning? I mean, I kind of feel like there's some Frankenstein aspects to it. I mean, it's like a crazy, fun exploitation film. With a great, I have to compliment you on the make because you're barely recognizable, but you're amazing. You're amazing in that makeup. Question for all of you: how did you become involved in Baby Frankenstein?
So it's crazy. This was my first indie film, or first film that I'd ever done as an actor. I moved to New York, July 2015, and to do a play, and then I remember I stuck around, and maybe September, I think it was, I saw a casting call looking for a little person for this movie called Baby Frankenstein. That was the name of it. It's called Baby Frankenstein. And at me being me, I'm very outgoing and aggressive when it comes to trying to book roles. I reached out to the casting director directly, and I called. I said, hey, I see this casting call for this movie called Baby Frankenstein. I'm your guy. And the guy goes, oh, all right, great. Okay, cool. We'll look out for your info and we'll reach out. And then quite quickly, they emailed me the breakdown, which for actors, that is the information for the role and the audition sides. So that's like the script. Auditioned, and from what I can remember, fairly quickly, I booked the role, and I headed to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania with Patrick, and I met Eileen there, and we shot Baby Frankenstein. And shout out to Lisa Forst, who did my makeup every single day, 2 hours in the chair, hour and a half after shooting to get it all off every day.
The makeup is pretty intense. We had Mike Rutkoski's head on for just a moment, which I think is sort of maybe his head was kind of, an inspiration for some of the makeup. I thought the makeup was fantastic. I thought the makeup was pretty. What's weird about the movie is the makeup is kind of just like, horrific and weird, but there's sort of a fanciful and playfulness to the character. Pat and Eileen, how did you come to the project? Were you as bold as to just say, I'm your Baby Frankenstein co-lead?
No, I answered the casting call, auditioned. I did not get the parts initially, and I went on vacation in New Hampshire, and I got a phone call from the director asking me if I wanted to take the role because it fell through with their first choice. And I had about 2 days to look over the script and get back to Pennsylvania. So it was great. It was great.
Well, part of it might be just being the second choice is kind of like, at least they swipe right on Tinder, right? That's sort of what it's like as an actor. But you take what you can get.
I love to tease them about it. I do. I love to tease them about it.
You totally have to tease them about it. I mean, that's but okay. So Pat, how did you come to the project?
I knew Mike back in Chicago in the 90s. And I hadn't talked to him in years. And he called me and he said, I have this movie I want you to do. And I said, no. I said, sure, Mike, whatever. I'd be happy to. He said we would go on to Pennsylvania. I said, great, sounds fun. And he sort of described the character. I think at that time, it's been a while, but I think, I don't know. Yeah, so I just said yes, and it was super fun.
What was it? What was the vibe like on the set? I mean, when you're calling your movie Baby Frankenstein from the beginning, and first of all, I thought maybe it didn't start out as that, it didn't necessarily start as that.
I think he just had a great title, and then we went from there.
Well, it's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which might be the greatest title of a movie ever in the history of movies.
Yes.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
I'm going to be honest. I wanted to do a podcast about this because of the title and poster for this movie.
Yes.
I looked at it and I thought, this is weird. What is this movie?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. What
it's a mystery.
Exactly. What the F is Baby Frankenstein? What I do like is it's kind of plays on like horror cliches, but it doesn't. You could almost say that this is kind of a kid's film in a sense because of
absolutely.
The way Rance kind of played the character off. Baby Frankenstein's not necessarily a threat, right? Baby Frankenstein's kind of the coolest person in the whole movie.
Kind of like Frankenstein, the monster.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, if you say so.
But it's definitely family friendly. My kids have seen it. A lot of my, nieces and nephews who are, range from like small kids to teenagers, they've seen it and they loved it.
Do they, when you're making a movie like this, you kind of know what you signed up for. Although I gotta say, Rance with the makeup, man, boy, you deserve kudos to you. That makeup, the makeup, I feel like is like a huge part of the movie. It's such a great, and I love that people in the film are actually looking at the, you in the makeup and going like, oh, that's a great costume. No one has any concerns that your brain is just sitting right out. You know?
It was interesting too, because in real life, like we were walking around Wilkes-Barre. We also were the talk of the town. They're filming a movie here, and it's with this little Baby Frankenstein guy, whomever. It's crazy. So people come and see, and what I kind of forgot, because I would just be in makeup all day, is that no one ever saw what I actually look like. It was always just the makeup, and it was always just me full garb. That no one ever really saw me outside of my Baby Frankenstein, it was fun.
Well, that had to did you ever do stuff like, I know I've had friends that have worked on movies that they get in their makeup or their wardrobe, and this happens actually a lot in Hollywood. Is people like, I actually did this once. You just go to the store in your makeup, whether it's the grocery store or the drive-through to get some food. And what I found strange was in Hollywood, if I went to the grocery store that I had some makeup on for something that I did, no one said anything. No one batted an eye. I was dressed as like Ash from Evil Dead once, and I went to a Food for Less shopping after work, and no one said a thing to me. Mike Rutkoski is right. Mike is back.
He's trying to get out.
Right, Mike Rutkoski is back, and we're gonna try and get him on the feed.
I got
another
stash. Chris.
We're gonna get the whole cast here. We're gonna get the whole cast here at some point. But when you're working on a film like this, I just want to hear like how fun it is, and like, are there any sort of like, what were some of the things and challenges that you ran up against when you were making the film?
Well, we shot it in a week, and we improvised a lot, or at least I did. And it was cold. Oh my God, it was cold.
Yeah.
But we everybody got along super well, and for being so like, in retrospect, but we were all sort of, a lot of us were staying in one house, and then Rance and I were staying at, what were we staying, Rance?
Red Roof Inn.
Redwood Ridge, right. Right. There was Big Bear outside my window.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said you saw a bear.
Yeah,
I remember that.
sure. Scranton is an interesting area. That area.
Mhm.
Eileen, what were the
No,
challenges for you?
I don't remember any challenges. I just remember having so much fun with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there might be some footage somewhere of we used to do like in between takes and stuff. They'd have music playing and have like a little sing along dance party. I know with Rance and Cora in the one kitchen.
Just mess around, yeah. There's a lot of free.
You know?
There's a lot of. I shout out to the crew. Shout out to the crew
Yeah.
because they're the real MVPs. As actors, there's a lot of free time, so it's a lot of hanging out and just like chilling.
The guy who played my sort of sidekick, this guy Giannis, him and I would just like laugh all day long. We clicked humor-wise, and it was just like an absolute joy. Like we would just laugh.
Yeah, you guys were so funny. Like, honest to God, in the movie, the two of you together, you're the best. Like, really, you're such a great duo.
Well,
We definitely had fun.
you shot this film in a week. When you tell everyone, hey, you tell your family and your friends, hey, I'm in this movie. It's called Baby Frankenstein. I need you to watch it. What is generally their reaction?
They first ask, is it scary? That's the first question. Is it scary? I'm like, no, it's not scary.
I think for me, my friends are like, "What? This is crazy, Rance, your makeup," and then they think, "Oh, it's really cute. Like that was great. That was fun."
Well, it definitely has like kind of, I would describe like an Edward Scissorhands inspired, thing. I mean, I guess technically you could say you're the monster, but you're not a monster. I feel like that would be that term could be assigned to other people from the film. Mike has been trying to join the feed forever. This is like every Zoom call. Mike, we need to hear that you exist.
Hello, gang.
Hey, look at this.
I'm using my Commodore from the early 90s. I don't know if that's a problem.
No, it's cool. Well,
right.
We were just asking, like, how you just to bring you up to speed, how you got involved in Baby Frankenstein, and how what was the reaction when you told your family and friends you were in a movie called Baby Frankenstein?
I'm doing some business. Sorry, I got a 7-year-old.
Okay.
Guys, thanks. Sorry, I'm late and everything. By the way, I want to say, Chris, thanks for writing those survival books years ago.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, they really helped. Anyway, so it started off as a sketch many years ago that me and my friend we got drunk and like a lot of sketches, and it was just a 7-minute thing that turned out to be nothing like this movie, and but it was we had some good beer, I remember. That night. And you could still see it. It's on YouTube called Baby Frankenstein 1.0, something like that.
The pilot.
Not many. Yeah, my wife's not proud of it. Yeah.
Well, so we've been talking for a while now, but tell me, what are everyone's final thoughts on Baby Frankenstein? If you were going to tell someone in 20 seconds why they should be Baby Frankenstein, every one of you, please make your best argument now. I want to end on Rance because I think he is the heart and soul of the movie. But let's go around. Mike, Eileen, Pat, give us your pitch. Why should people see Baby Frankenstein?
Because when we went to film festivals and we got into about 22, these were strangers. No friends, no family. They can lie sometimes. Sometimes they tell the truth. These were strangers that enjoyed this film. I'm talking about in Mormon country. I'm talking about in Motor City, Cleveland, Austin with Austin Film Revolution. But my concern always was that it was misleading because I think horror buffs are a little disappointed because we were trying to find a genre for it. It's clearly not a horror movie, but I can never get that across. It's hard sometimes. But a lot of it's family friendly. A lot of people love it who tend to like nerdy stuff, ET stuff, maybe even Monster Squad. I hope.
All right, I like this. I want to hear everyone else's 20-second pitch. Eileen, you took more than 20 seconds.
Well,
Take 2.
I'm not surprised. But I can't hear Mike at all, so
That's
I have
okay.
no idea if I'm going to repeat what he said. So if I do, I apologize.
That's okay.
I think you should watch it because honestly, it's a fun, family-friendly movie. Like everybody could sit down together and watch it, and just really have a good time. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of suspense and what's going to happen next, and I really just think it's a great movie for everybody to watch.
Great, Pat.
Yeah.
What? Let's hear it.
I think Baby Frankenstein is like Home Alone meets E.T. It's very goofy. It's fun little escape for 90 minutes, and it's certainly not scary. But there's bad guys and good guys, and it's just a lot of fun for the whole family, Chris.
And Rance, you're the heart and soul of this film. I mean, there'd be no Baby Frankenstein without the baby. And Rance, you did a fantastic job, especially I believe like acting through makeup. That's a whole talent separate from acting, is acting through makeup. But how did you? What's your 20-second pitch to this? To see Baby Frankenstein.
Yeah. To piggyback on everybody, it's a fun, great story from start to finish. It's engaging. It'll keep you curious the entire time. I think you're discovering the story as the characters are discovering the story, which is really, really cool. Fantastic makeup by Lisa Forst. Excellent performances by my fellow castmates, Cora Savage, Ian Barlin, Patrick McCartney, Eileen, Giannis, all the things. And it was just a really, really great time. It's just a fun film. I think it's like, for me, it's like the comedic horror version of Napoleon Dynamite. I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's small town. All the cast and crew and all the extras, they were all from Wilkes-Barre or Scranton. So it has that real Napoleon Dynamite feel. And I think you should check it out. You will enjoy it. It's on Amazon. Shameless plug. Follow us on our Instagram handles.
Yes.
And, who knows? Maybe Frankenstein maybe come back at some point in the near future.
I think you should.
Part 2.
There could be Bride of Baby Frankenstein if you're following the old Universal.
Rance is looking for love in real life too. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, the cast of Baby Frankenstein, spending time with us here on the Film Threat podcast. You can see it on Amazon, wherever you get your. I gotta find, like, now that we're mostly in lockdown, probably still by the time this runs. So much stuff to check out on streaming, and Baby Frankenstein is a lot of fun. You guys nailed it. Thank you so much for talking to us on the Film Threat podcast. I got to thank our sponsor, Storyblocks. Go to storyblocks.com/filmthreat. If you're a filmmaker, Storyblocks is an essential tool. Thank you again, and congrats on Baby Frankenstein. Fingers crossed on Baby Frankenstein too. Thanks, everybody.
Amazon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.